Welcome back to your live continuing coverage of New York Comic Con 2015. I'm Michael Artsis. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm so excited today. We're just having an amazing day. It's like boom, boom, boom. Saturday, they say, is always the best. We've had every day's been the best, but this day has been the best. But it's like tomorrow I'll say that day is the best. I don't know. You're the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special, and you're the best. That's ultimately what it comes down to. This is what we do it for. It's for you. And you can reach out to us on social media, at BeTerrific TV, across all social media. You know, we had Morgan and Chad on from Treadwater earlier in the day. They were amazing. Morgan Rosenblum and Chad was just unbelievable. He's been in all these things, and he's just joined Treadwater, and Treadwater is amazing. You know, we talked about it at length. Got Xen Sams. You're in a ton of stuff,
yes,
but also Treadwater.
Yes, Treadwater is one of the baby projects that I'm involved in, and I'm very proud of it. We've been doing tons of press here. There's a lot of fans. And now that Chad Coleman has joined the cast as producer, and he plays the role of OC, it's just gone from 0 to 60 overnight, but he's a great guy. I'm proud to be part of the cast.
So I love that not only are you in it, but I know you before Treadwater,
yes,
and you introduced us to Treadwater, so I can't thank you enough because it's amazing.
Yes.
And it's an amazing, I mean, you're involved in like the greatest thing. Here's your character.
Yep.
Let's just show this poster off. This is unbelievable.
So I play Agent Farrah Dennison, CIA, the most trusted CIA analyst. She's very well received. Yeah. People depend on her and love her. And there's also another character that's been introduced, Children of Chaos, over here. That's the character of Xen.
Wow. Now,
so what an honor.
Yeah, so the character's named after you.
The character's named after me.
Wow, that's
I can't
very
reveal
cool.
too much about the character.
Are we going to find out that maybe you are both? Is that a possibility?
Maybe, we don't know. I could be, and maybe not.
Wow.
In the book, there's a description of her, and there's also a description of Farrah. So if the fans that do have the book over here, if you want to give a little, synopsis, why don't you go ahead and read what Xen is about over there, and that'll describe everything she is.
Xen is shrouded in mystery. She is a high-trained assassin and spy. Her face is always partially covered by a mask. No other information.
No other information.
I wonder,
yes,
could you be a double agent or like a super agent where you're like a CIA agent and then you're like a superhero at night?
My
God.
If I said too much, Morgan would have my head.
Well, I just let my mind race,
yeah,
and you just blush, and we'll let the Terrifics figure out what they think the answer is.
And so then CIA Farrah is a whole different girl.
Sure. Mel's top and most trusted agent at the CIA. Farrah is a smart and witty woman who takes no BS, but doesn't know if Mel's relationship with Alan or Treadwater is legit.
There you go.
She uses her good skills and good looks, as well as her intelligence, to get what she wants and needs. Like most of the characters in Treadwater, Farrah has a secret. Uh-oh.
There you go. So, as you can see, whether it's one or the other, there's a lot of mystery here. So this is a great, Treadwater's been doing so well. It's the #1 selling graphic novel on Amazon.
Wow.
It's on its way to major stuff, TV series-wise. Network to be revealed. We can't really say too much.
It's so unbelievable, but I knew from the beginning and from last year that it just was going to blow up like this, and I'm so proud of it and so excited, and it's wonderful to see something like this kind of skyrocket.
Yeah.
Especially when, not only the cast and the talent and the crew like you work so hard on it, but also the creator works tirelessly. We talked about it off air last year, nobody knows. He works like I work, and maybe even more. He gets about 3 hours of sleep a night.
He
4
does.
hours.
Morgan is, he's a workaholic, he's a perfectionist, very similar to the work ethic involved is why Treadwater has gotten to where it's at right now. Every little detail counts, from the way the character's eyelashes look to the way that the story is revealed. That's just what the creator and the creators that have helped him have done with Treadwater. So I'm very proud of it. And I keep getting these parts where I play CIA special ops. It's part of my fanatic gym training and scene combat.
What is your gym training like? I know that you're in amazing shape.
Well, so I the gym every day. It's mainly kickboxing and things of that nature, but scene combat had been my training before I joined Treadwater ever.
I think what's interesting is a lot of people, I always hear this, they go, oh, that actor or actress, all they do is work out, like, oh, that's so hard. But no, it is hard, and it's a job. It's part of your job.
Yeah.
If you don't work out, you don't get the roles. and it really is part of your job.
It really is. And healthy eating and good nutrition and understanding the way your body works and understanding the way, everything's a balance. I don't deprive myself of anything food-wise. People that know me know that I literally live to eat. I don't eat to live.
How many hours a day are you in the gym?
Oh, no, not that many.
Okay.
No, 45 minutes a day,
Just
and
quick.
that's it. Just
Get
quick.
in and out. Do you do circuit training?
Cardio, a lot of cardio,
Okay.
And a lot of circuit training depends. Not at the moment, but if I'm preparing for a role,
Sure.
then there would be a personal trainer involved. Circuit training, weights, things of that nature.
So Treadwater is treadwater.tv for people to find out more, to
Correct.
get the book, all that
Yep.
stuff. You're at booth 844. People are going to come tomorrow. The day's almost over here.
Yes.
But if they're going to come tomorrow, they can go to booth 844,
Booth
get
844.
autographs, buy it all, and get the chance to win a PlayStation or an Xbox One.
Yes.
And then you've got a lot of other projects you're working
Yes,
on as
I
well.
do. I have another show called Protocol, and the original, it's another television series, episodic. It's being shopped around at networks as we speak. There's a couple of offers on the table, so we're not really saying too much. And the original concept was created a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, by producer Brad Feinstein of Titan Worldwide Entertainment. And the original teaser, if you will, starred Catherine Morris from Cold Case,
Sure.
Johnny Mesner from Tears of the Sun, Max Ryan was in it as well. I played, again, Agent Amanda Chase, another CIA equivalent set 30 years in the future, so it's another great show. But these are the types of genres, the drama, action, special ops shows that I keep getting cast for.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's perfect roles for you.
Yes.
You do great at them, and you fit in well. I kind of feel like, there's like a superhero, a superwoman role for you, and I feel like maybe it's in Treadwater and we just don't know it, but certainly there should be. You definitely can pull off the moves. You have the look, but you definitely also have the look. You do well for the CIA agent, and then you can be a tough, strong woman.
Yeah.
Brad is everywhere. This guy is like, he's just a super executive producer. He's got his hands in like every pot. He's very well known.
Brad his hands are in everything because he is one of those people who's not only good at business, but he's also very creative. So he has a way of taking a project that's mundane and making small tweaks to it, bringing the right people on board to make sure that it's perceived in the right way. The thing about Brad is that he knows enough to know that he doesn't know everything. Which is hard.
That's a hard thing, especially when you wield that much power and you're that big.
That's right.
And you have so much involvement in so many things.
And in Hollywood, it's taking a step back so you can take 5 steps forward. Is very important because a lot of people just don't do that. They try to come in and control. So he has a background in finance, film finance. He has a background, he understands Wall Street very well. And for him, it's really plain and simple. It's a math equation. It's not, oh, I want the glitz and the glam and the fame, and I want to be Mr. Producer. He doesn't even care about, you'll never see him on the red carpet,
Right.
and if you do, it'll be very quickly. He's more of, does it make sense mathematically, and if it does, and from an investment perspective, it makes sense to the studios and to my investors, then I'll dabble in it. And if not, then I'm not touching it.
Right.
And that's pretty much what it boils down to. But yes, there's another movie he's producing called Bumped.
Mm-hmm.
We begin filming that at the turn of the new year, so 2016, around February.
And you're going to be in that.
And I'm going to be in that as well.
Wow. Very cool.
That's basically, and I hate to say this, but it's basically the remake of The Breakfast Club. They will shoot me for saying this, but that's pretty much what it is. My take on the script as an actress when I read
Okay.
it. The writer is Lizzie Weiss.
Sure.
She wrote Blue Crush. She's on ABC Family right now on a show. She's the head showrunner of a show called Switched at Birth. So Lizzie's great. She writes from the heart.
I don't know why this should be flattering. Why would anybody? Breakfast Club is one of these legendary movies with an amazing following.
Yeah, I think they just don't want the association.
Sure.
It's a lot to live up to. The Breakfast Club is legendary. It was in the height of the 80s. It was the movie that defined that generation. And I think by trying to market it that way, it does a disservice to the brand.
But it's trying to explain it. This makes the most sense.
Yes, so it makes the most sense to say that.
What else do you have going on in the future?
So the other thing that I'm extremely proud of is that a business partner of mine, who's also a director in the master's program at the New School University, her name is Lily Stiefel. She's a German-trained director, conservatory background, and we started an organization called Ensemble Artists NYC, and the website is ensembleartistsnyc.com. And it's essentially, what we're doing is two things. We're a resource center, so we help aspiring entertainers get to the next level. We give away free workshops. We're sponsored by grants, so we have, the workshops are free if the people are selected. It's a 4-hour workshop that gets done on a weekly basis, and where we help aspire, educate, and guide newbies into the industry safely and effectively. But the offshoot of that is that we're producing, and I'm one of the producers on this, a documentary on the struggles of making it in the Big Apple as an entertainer.
That's very
and
interesting.
so what we aim to do by producing this docu-series/documentary is really showcase that just because you're in the Big Apple and just because you've been at it for a couple of years and you're on your way to success and people label you, people don't know that you might be juggling 5 different jobs, whether it's bartending, waitressing, a nanny job, have another source of income on the side, getting criticized by your family for wanting to pursue this dream, if you will, and I say that in quotations because people are like, well, what do you do? And very often, if you're an aspiring entertainer or an actor, model, people say, well, I'm an actor, and then people roll their eyes like, well, what do you really do? And I feel like that's offensive.
Yeah.
This is a job, this is a career, and if you want it to make profits and results like a career, you have to treat it like a business.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that the entertainment industry is all, fun and artistic and you party all night.
It's a lot of hard work.
And it's really not. I mean, even from your perspective, it's a business.
Look, we have to build this whole tent by ourselves.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a ton of work, logistics, planning, scheduling, getting, even a simple thing like getting food into this place is very difficult. You talk about internet, electric, paying bills, making sure everything's done on time.
And it takes a village.
It takes a village, and then somebody's got to take a break, so somebody else has got to operate the equipment. It is. You're right, and then everybody goes, oh wow, well, they think that, absolutely, it just happens like that.
And BeTerrific, I have to say, from the first time I met you to now, you yourself, one to talk, have gone from 0 to 60 in a very short period of time.
Thank you.
Which is why I keep coming back and wanting to be part of your interviews and whatnot.
We love you. We don't,
you are right there, like on the verge of you're like teeter-tottering from being BeTerrific, to be terrific.
Thank you so much for saying that. I believe exactly what you're saying. I believe in this wholeheartedly. I think we're showing the world that there is a place for positive content.
Yeah.
There is a place for great storytelling. There is a place for more than just, okay, what project are you working on?
Right.
We can talk about who you are. Like when we had Chad on before, we talked about some really important issues, that he's a child, a product of foster families, and how important that is, and then what he went through and what he overcame, and the fact that he served in the United States Army.
Yeah.
And all these great stories. Or when Todd was on and we learned all these stuff. And Chad said to me afterwards, he said, people, that was the most amazing interview because people just want to talk about the project I'm working on. Nobody ever wants to get to know me. And we want to get to know them because the audience wants to, and we do too. And so it means the world. Thank you for saying that. And we want you on all the time, and I know that
I'm happy to be here all the time.
In like the last year, we've talked about doing stuff with you, and it's just, we've been so crazy, you've been so crazy, it's never happened, but we really do want you on more. We want to do more with you. We've got a live daily show now in our studio in Secaucus, and we've got our studio just looking great, and then we do these live event coverage things like this. And we're doing about 3 million viewers a month.
That's amazing.
3 million? 3 million.
That's great.
And then we do an additional 500,000 to God knows now. We did, we were at, it was 500,000 to 3 million for like CES.
Are you kidding?
On these event coverages, but we did 4 million the other day. I don't know what the numbers were yesterday, but we seem like we're on pace for it.
And you're streaming live.
We're streaming live. And today, again, we seem like we're on pace to do that. I don't know. I was expecting 500,000 a day for the whole thing here.
No, you're headed to bigger and better and far greater.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. And you saw the beginning. You saw the very beginning.
I saw the very beginning. And every great story has a great beginning. I always feel like without the hardship, it's not a nice story. It's not a good story. Nobody just overnight says, oh, yeah, I made it. No, you didn't just make it. I'm sure there's a story behind it. And people just see what they see you in the moment. I just had a conversation with one of our students that came to a workshop not long ago. And he said to me, oh, you seem like you have it all, like a great life, and it's fancy and red carpets. And I said, if I told you that I had battled cancer not long ago, thyroid cancer, would you believe me? And he said, no. I said, I did, and it wasn't fun. And it was something that, it's a type of cancer that nobody even knows about, thyroid cancer. I had Graves' disease when I was 19, and I underwent radiation, radioactive iodine treatment. I lost my eyelashes, my eyebrows. At the height of my career, I thought I'm never going to work. You know, I didn't feel
Sure.
like good about myself.
Absolutely.
And then I ended up taking all of that negative energy that surrounded me, and I attended Lee Strasberg and Stella Adler, studied, came out stronger, was extremely emotionally available, and ended up doing a lot of, ended up wanting to work as an actress in the theater, and ended up from that moving on and transitioning to film and television. And then I'll always go back to the theater route. I mean, I just finished an off-Broadway play called Bus Stop. It's a tribute to William Ange, and I played the role of Sherry, and that was fun, but you do it for the love of the theater.
Right.
Nobody gets paid very well to do off-Broadway, but if you're a true actress and if your roots are there, you get up, you go to the rehearsal, and that's your training,
Sure.
essentially. So, you know, I always tell people, every great story has a very interesting beginning. You know, there's been hardships, but there's been ups, there's been downs, but at the end of the day, I always wake up and say, I'm blessed to be alive, to have the people in my life that surround me and love me and accept me for who I am. But I give 120% to everything I do, whether it's from business to friendship to family. I don't know how to do any less.
You have to.
It's just who I am.
You absolutely have to.
Yeah.
How's your family?
My family is great. My mom is in Montreal in Canada with my sister. My dad is in Florida. They're all great. They're all very supportive. We're a very tight-knit family. We're
That's
all
cool.
about family. We try to make sure that we look out for one another, whether it's on a daily basis or just checking in a couple of times a month. But they're very supportive of everything I do, and
Awesome.
it's important.
And are you modeling these days too?
I don't really model per se on a day-to-day basis. It's more products and
Sure.
commercial print work. It's none of the runway stuff, none of that. I mean, when I started when I was 16,
Sure.
that was fun and great.
But that gets tiring.
But then it gets tiring, and I feel like after 12 years later, you just don't necessarily want to be doing the modeling thing. I've evolved.
Yeah.
It's not that I've changed. It's not that I frown upon the industry. I think the modeling industry gave me great exposure. It had me work with amazing photographers. I still work closely with an amazing photographer. His name is Antoine Verglas. He's also a family friend. He's a friend of Brad's as well. And we do a lot of work together. We're shooting a campaign in a couple of weeks for a company together. So I'll still do campaign and print work, whether it's perfume, television commercials, things like that. But just the straight up modeling thing
Sure.
is something I've kind of stepped
Yeah.
out of for the moment.
It's a hard thing.
Yeah.
But you've had a very hard career, and look, when you're a model and you're that young and you go through cancer and you lose your eyebrows and your hair and
Yeah.
all that, it not only hurts you mentally and physically, but you actually can't. It's harder to work because you're not going to get cast, and you're not going to get those jobs.
Yeah.
So you've overcome, and it's really a tremendous story.
And the core of my family, I have to say, is, it's funny because on a day-to-day basis, there's a lot of responsibility. And Brad has 2 children, Carly and Jake, and they are a huge part of my life because I'm always surrounded by them, and I look at them and I see a lot of influences that, I mean, I've probably been helping raise them for the last 6.5 to 7 years. And when I look at them and I see the product of the family environment
Sure.
around us, it's all of that more, it solidifies what I stand for and who I am.
Yeah.
Because it's been hard to balance out a very high-paced career as an actress, and to be able to still give selflessly to children that are not biologically mine, but I feel like
Right.
I do everything for them.
Absolutely.
And so that, from a family perspective, is also important, because it's one thing to lead the single, happy, go lucky, I'm going to go out every night and party, and it's another thing to find the fine line between making your home happy and making your work happy.
Sure.
And really just balancing that out. It's not an easy task.
Absolutely.
Somebody will always get mad at you,
Todd-
but I've been fortunate no one's gotten mad yet.
Todd McFarlane was just saying that. We were just talking about it, and he says he can only juggle 4 balls. He can't have the 5th. And if there's a 5th that adds in, he has to drop one of the 4.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they all drop. And
Yeah.
it is. I think that it's always the hardest to balance work and family. So,
Yeah.
Xen Sams, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. You're amazing.
Thank you
for
so much,
coming
Michael.
on.
I
It's always
appreciate it.
fun.
You're
I hope to
welcome.
have you on again soon. And
You
come visit
will.
us in studio in Secaucus, New Jersey. Let's do a whole lot more.
Absolutely.
She's unbelievable. You're going to find her all over the dial and all over the comics and everywhere. Don't forget Treadwater.tv and check her out. She's on Twitter, she's on Facebook, she's on Instagram. I'm Michael Artist. We'll be back with a whole lot more. Your live 2015 New York Comic Con, continuing coverage on BeTerrific right after this. You're the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special.